there's a new kind of business owner that's emerging, and I call them a splitter. A splitter. Are you a splitter? A splitter is a person who's able to split their identity from what it is that they're creating. Because when you're creating a business or a relationship, whatever it is you're bringing into being, you are putting your attention on the subject matter, and you're not putting your attention on what you are being affected by or what you're reacting to. And so who you are is not a function of what you want to create. Who you are is separate from what you want to create. What splitters do is they're able to use the present analysis, the present situation. They're so good at accurately staying with what it is that they listen to it in such a particular way. They're able to listen to current reality as a way to get clues or hints about an emerging future that wants to come into reality. Back years ago, 20 years ago, it was okay to make plans. You could make plans and hope that whatever you planned would actually come to fruition. But by the time that you work across time, that plan, what's happening there is that things are changing right beneath you. Reality is presenting all these new qualities, these new aspects. And then you find yourself, you were going right, but suddenly life wants to take you left. You expected it to go this way, but it goes that way. You had 6 things to do today, but those 6 things never got done. Why? Because we have to learn to listen to what's really going on while we are intending to create whatever it is that matters to us. But we're so busy that we're almost too busy being busy to do something that would make us a lot less busy. It's that incessant freneticness that's probably right at the heart of the problem. That a lot of us seek refuge in being busy and doing and arriving when we aren't even able to see all of the splendor and the density of what's really going on right now. And if we did, we'd be able to put ourselves in a much different place. So how are you really paying attention? How do you look at current reality? What you probably do, and what we all do, is we tend to hold on to so many memories in our conditioning that when we look at reality, suddenly an event occurs in front of us and we interpret it. And we start to say, wait a second, what does that mean? I wonder what that says about me. Why do I really feel this way? It often happens in communication or relationships when people really feel under attack and their identity feels under attack and they're beginning to tell themselves stories. They actually lie to themselves about what's really going on. So one of the neat things about the VIP Coach program is we work with our clients on how to shift the inner place from which they're operating so that they become more attentive and alert and present in the moment-to-moment living that they are experiencing. They don't have to run from what it is that's going on. They don't have to argue with what's going on. They don't need to be at war with what's going on. Now, I'm not suggesting that what's going on is a reality that you've created. What I'm suggesting is what's happened to you is what's happened to you. You don't have that much power, right? But what if you could find a way to listen to what's really going on by looking at what it really is and being surprised and amazed by it, looking at qualities in yourself that you're surprised and amazed by, compassionate about defects in yourself that you cannot undeniably change. They will always be that way, but you find places that you can fit into and that you can be effective in, right? What if that could be something? Or maybe as you are going along and you're sensing something, there's a receptive creativity, there's a radical creativity that wants to kind of enter through you. A lot of times clients will say that as they're creating or innovating, there's this joining up, there's this entry point of something wanting to come in, like other beings in the room, or something that seems to want to work through them, and they have to yield or surrender to that which wants to happen. It's that kind of listening that's often so critical that we don't do enough of. It's not just about pounding away at goals and creating and pushing through life. It's about stopping and really listening our way into things. And listening. We were given 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? We better operate that way. So to really step back and just listen to what it is that's playing out. And stepping back and kind of looking at the whole journey. And we see it all kind of opening up and saying, wait a second, what's really wanting to happen here? And what is the future? What's the place that this future needs for me to come into reality? And am I going to trust that process? Because there's no cure for uncertainty. You're never going to fill it in. You have fear, you have judgment, you have cynicism. These are the voices of resistance along the way. How are we going to deal with those? There's coaching. But I ask you, what would it mean to you if you were able to arrive with more alertness, with more aliveness in enjoying what the moment is? While you're having breakfast, you're not thinking about dinner. While you're having dinner, you're not worried about what you didn't do. You're right here savoring the moment. We need to learn this. Are we really living? Something in us has to die in order to step across the threshold. That's what leadership means. It means to step from one world to the next. And in our lives, we all go through things where suddenly things fall apart. Our best intentions were to go forward, but reality didn't want us to go that way. What do? How do we line it up when the world or life wants us to go that way, but yet we want it to go this way? Friction. Do we rub it? How do we get those two things to work? It's a very delicate matter. In there lies your sense of purpose. What it is that you want to become, what you're called to do, and what it is that's going on right now that may give you the seeds, the building blocks to that which could become the building blocks to an extraordinary life.